Welcome back to another video. This is going to be a quick demonstration on how to clone a dq200 gearbox using the Topdon Phoenix Max and the Topdon Ninja box. We have got one of our own custom cables to clone these gearboxes. Normally you do have to pin them out from the Ninja box to the gearbox. However, we have made this adapter loom which adapts to various gearboxes. So just a reminder, we do sell these tools on our website. All the equipment you see here used to do this job, we do sell. So if you do have any questions about it, please give us a message and we'd be happy to answer them and sell you some of the Topdon products. So let's jump into it. So we have the Phoenix Max connected to the MCDI Pro with the Ninja box set up with 240 power to power everything up. So first off, we're going to go into our service menus and we're going to go into Emo Prog and we're going to select Gearbox. Then we're going to select VW Audi, as this is a Volkswagen box. We know that this is a dq200 0AM. So it will then prompt you, and it tells you about the difference in the gearboxes, whether it be Gen 1 or Gen 2. Just have a quick read through this information, and it'll point you in the right direction. So here it's prompting us to connect the gearbox up due to the diagram supplied. So if you'd like to view the wiring diagram, you obviously just press View Wiring Diagram. It'll tell you how it's connected, it'll show you how to set up the programmer, and it'll show you where the adapter goes if you do need one. So then we're going to hit Connect. So after it's connected, it does take a few seconds. It'll show you the ID of the chip that is inside this gearbox. First off, we're going to be plugging in the replacement gearbox to make sure we do have comms with it and everything's okay. And it's not a bad idea to back up the data on the replacement gearbox anyway, just in case something does go wrong and you do need to return it back to its stock state. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to backup EEPROM. Now reading the EEPROM is quite quick. It'll prompt you to save it. So what we're going to do is we are going to put this down and say this is our replacement EEPROM ORI. So this is what I put down just to say that this is the replacement gearbox's original EEPROM. And we're going to hit save. These are all the other boxes that we've done and saved recently, so your file will then be saved in this area. So after you've saved it successfully, it will prompt and say data backup succeeded. Then we're going to do exactly the same thing with the flash data. This will take some time. The flash file is the largest of the two files, so we'll come back to this once it's actually read the flash data. This tool is absolutely fantastic because it allows you to do stuff like this in a mobile setting. You don't need no laptops, you don't need messy cables everywhere. You could take it wherever you need it. So if you are one of those guys out there who are mobile, this is an ideal little setup for yourself. I would also recommend buying the adapter because if you come to a situation where this has been installed in the vehicle and someone hasn't realized that it needs to be cloned, then it makes it a lot easier to plug in rather than reaching up there with wires trying to get them on the right pins. I do also want to add that after this gearbox is cloned, this gearbox, well, the replacement gearbox will still need adaptations, calibration, and some programming to make the gearbox work in the vehicle. So it is important you do know how to do that after you've done the cloning procedure. We may make a video explaining how to do that, at a later date, but this video is just solely to explain how to actually clone the data from the old mechatronics to the new one. It is ideal to do it before you put it in the car, if possible. So it's now read the flash file. It's going to prompt us to save it again. So what we're going to do there, we're going to go and clear it out so we know where we are. And we're going to type in replacement flash ORI. Just so we know that we've got a backup of this gearbox. Like I said, just in case anything does go wrong in the process of cloning it over. So there we go, data backup succeeded. Next thing we're going to do is simply just unplug this gearbox and we're going to connect it to the original gearbox that was in the car. and then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to read the data, read the EEPROM and the flash of this mechatronics, and then we're going to essentially write it to this mechatronics. Now we're all plugged into the original gearbox for the vehicle. We've already connected to it. So we're going to go again and just repeat the process and back up the EEPROM data. So again, call it what you like. I'm going to call it EEPROM Ori box. Oops. And then I'll just put Ori at the end again, just so I know which one it is. So again, data backup succeeded. So we're going to go and read the flash now and save the flash, and then we'll jump back in. So we've read the flash off the original gearbox in the vehicle, and we're going to call it flash Ori and Ori. So we successfully backed up the data from the original gearbox in the vehicle. We're now going to unplug the original, plug the donor back in, and write the files across. So we're back and all connected up to the replacement gearbox. So we're going to connect back to the box. Again, we can see that it's read our chip ID successfully, which is a really good indication that everything's gone smoothly. So we are then going to restore EEPROM data. We're going to find the file that we saved, which is there, EEPROM box Ori bin. So we're going to hit that, we're going to press OK, and it's going to write the EEPROM file to the replacement gearbox. So as you can see, data successfully restored. I'm going to hit OK, and we're going to do the same thing for the flash. So we just need to find that here. Flash Ori bin. We're going to select the correct file, and it's going to restore. So just to make it clear, we are selecting the file that we've read off the old gearbox, and we're writing it to the new gearbox. So effectively copy and pasting the data over. So now we've written the flash to the replacement gearbox. You can see it's successfully restored the data. So a quick little check that we're going to do just to make sure all is okay. We're going to disconnect from the gearbox and reconnect, just to make sure it still will read the ID of the chip inside the gearbox. And when it does, there is a good indication that everything has gone smoothly. So we've read our ID. That's a great indication that it's worked. There's nothing wrong, and it should be good to go. So that is how we clone a dq200 gearbox using the top-down Phoenix Max, then the Ninja box, and one of our custom-made cables for Volkswagen and BMW gearboxes. If you have any questions, drop them down in the comments, drop us a DM. We do sell all these tools. We use them on a daily basis. So if you need any help or guidance, or you're unsure about which product you need to buy, give us a call, drop a comment, drop us a DM. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.